Thank you.
Come on.
I enjoyed the previous speakers.
Yes, sir.
And it does behoove you to have a sincere desire to assemble that you might know for sure the things that Yahweh has prepared for those that love Him.
That's right.
And a lot of times I may sound picky, but I have a vehement desire you to really know Yahweh as He actually is. I'm not talking about knowing a few types of chapters and things of that nature. I've seen that for the last 50-some years where people quote and yet deny the power therein. And you can come to the point where if we are now where Yahshua used to be in the days of His flesh, then we should be able to perform the same miracle
That's right.
that He performed, that other men might be convinced that Yahweh is with you and with them that want to know.
Right.
So it's not about big eyes and little U's. Yahweh didn't come and set forth a purpose that you might know Him, but that you might be one with Him.
Hallelujah.
Now, there's a lot that goes into that. I thought as the last speaker was speaking, that I look at it a lot of times, we know certain things that are of Yahweh, but the power therein, we just don't quite see it. Now here's what I mean when I say that. And we, Art and Joan was over at the house last night. And I'm saying this in reference to how I have been in this doctrine. That I've been accused of a lot of things.
Yes, sir.
Mainly wrong about the doctrine. But that hasn't fazed me.
Right. That's right.
Neither has it caused me to doubt
Right. Come on.
anything that Yahweh has shown me.
Yes, sir.
Now we are, as men and women, we become despondent and discouraged. You see? The apostles and Messiah went through those things. Those are the human side of the makeup of Yahweh, while tabernacling in the body. You understand? But as Paul put it, cast down but not forsaken.
That's right.
Now, what is going to get you up?
Come on, Jay.
It is not offering up a prayer,
Come on.
not asking to be delivered. It's calling on that you already know.
All right. That's right.
Now, the reason why I say I may sound picky at times, I may sound hard, but I'm trying to tell you what Yahweh is not going to accept.
That's right. That's right.
And there's no need of you kidding yourself about it.
That's right. That's right.
Now, if I didn't do that, then I haven't dispensed my job
Right.
that I was given to give you.
That's right.
Now, anything you can talk about, I already know about.
That's right.
No, I'm not, you understand, I'm not talking about me. I'm smart.
Teach, Dad.
We speak the wisdom of Yahweh in the midst. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
All those whom Yahweh sends, He qualifies.
Right.
Now, if He doesn't qualify the one He sent, then how can you be qualified listening to Him?
Right.
Whoever it is.
Right.
From Now, what I'm saying this for, we cry out at the time of need. Instead of letting what we know lead us and guide us in and out of what temptations may arise.
All right. Come on, then.
Therein is the power.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Do you understand what I'm saying now?
That's right.
You don't, in other words, you don't make an ass out of yourself, then cry out for help.
Right.
You follow? And this, that, when the doctrine is the thing, if you are now where Yahshua was, and let me back up so you'll understand. He said, I go away to prepare a place for you. That's where I am. Now, you've heard me say it over and over again. He had to say that while yet in a physical body.
That's right. That's right.
You see? You don't have to wait till you die to get to where he was.
That's right.
That's right.
You don't have to take this off to get to where he was.
That's right. Thank you.
Therefore, he had the other, you see, looking just like you and I.
Mm-hmm.
You get it now? Now, I've had it read over the years. And it's Nicodemus talking. It said, no man has ascended up to heaven, save he that come down from heaven.
That's right.
Which is where? Someday going to heaven.
No, we're
No.
just in here.
So he's already in heaven, sitting down there on the ground talking to
That's
Nicodemus.
right.
You follow? Now, what he had purpose, are you listening now?
Yes.
What he had purpose took place before he put on a physical body.
Come on. That's right.
And that is what it was in a body that kept him out of temptation.
All right. Yes, sir.
You get it now?
Right.
Now you are now back where he purposed the thing.
Yes, sir.
You get it now? You're not in the flesh.
That's right.
You see? It appeared like he was in the flesh. See, that is the mystery of Yahweh.
Right.
The impossible. You see? To be walking around and just look like any other old man walking. You see? When no man would suspect who you really are.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
You see?
That is right.
You get it now?
Yes.
And those, if you get it from there, from heaven, are the things that cause you to walk in this earth plane without stumbling and falling.
Yes, sir.
You see?
Yes, sir.
Be not mistaken. You read it tonight. Yahweh will not forgive you and your tomfoolery.
That's right.
That's right.
He told you up front. You see? You understand? He told you up front what to do and what not to do.
That's right. Oh,
You follow? Ain't no way you can fix that.
that's right.
Now look, let me tell you so you'll understand. There are people from Adam down to where we are now that have lived the life.
Yes.
Now see, that sounds just like parallel to Christendom,
Come on, then.
living the life. I don't smoke. I don't drink. You see? That's what he called. What I'm talking about is Elohim in you, living.
All right.
You follow?
Yes.
Where we can perform miracles, as the world calls it.
Yes.
To you, they're just tools by which you cause men to understand.
Come on,
You follow? There isn't such thing as a miracle that has ever happened.
then. Teach.
You follow? Yahshua didn't perform miracles.
Come on, then.
You see? But they looked at it as being miraculous, in that it was something they couldn't do.
Right.
You follow? That's what you follow? You see somebody do something you can't do that. You get it now? But when you can do it too, it's like, what it is. You follow? I want you to understand that Danny was trying to get the full impact of this doctrine.
Yes.
You see? Now, as it was with the founder, what will you do with what I showed you?
That's right.
Now look, Yahweh life or the ways of flesh. You've lived it. You follow? You know what you thought when you had a carnal mind. Though we would just rather not remember that. Oh, right? You see? So then, what is it about? You see? We know what whoredom is. We know what robbery is. You see? We know what misconduct is. We know what unruliness is. We know what disobedience is. We are personally acquainted with it. You follow? Now that was Yahweh showing you with a carnal mind that no parts of him is that state.
Right.
You follow? That at the appointed time he took you out of that.
Thank you.
You follow? And then didn't do this. You are no good. And I kept on. He didn't throw it up in your face.
No.
So after those days, you see, what days? Pardon. We know it to be the death, burial, and resurrection. But actually, the 4,000 years or the 4 days.
Go ahead.
Get it now? He knew that you did not know, and that he purposed you not to know.
That's right.
You see? You follow?
Yes.
Now, what he done in that, he protected you.
Yes.
Get it done? By you not knowing, then you couldn't mess up his purpose.
That's right.
You get it now? And he let Satan pull all kinds of tricks on you.
Yes.
Just like he did the children of Israel down in Egypt. But when it came time
Hallelujah.
for him to call you out of the world, he did it.
That's right. That's right.
You see it? Now when you come out of the world, leave the damn world alone.
Yes.
Yes.
Now let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, where you can understand. If it's not somebody in this class and you screwing around with somebody out there in the world, then you haven't caught on.
That's right.
Those folks out there will kill you.
That's right.
They have no love for you.
No.
Now if you don't believe me, try telling them this.
Right.
Right. That's right.
You see? Which shows now you are the ones he has elected. You see? Now, the battle, our weapons of warfare are not carnal. We can't go get no gun and say, you going to class. Well, blow you. We can't do that. Say the name Yahweh. We can't do that. We have to be able to prove. That's what Yahweh does. So then what is it now? If it's weapons of warfare not carnal, then what is it? You see? It's a battle of Armageddon.
That's right.
That's right.
You see? You get it now? You have to get all that Yahweh has given you.
That's right.
Arm yourselves with it. That you might be able to stand with the fire darts of the devil in these last times.
That's right.
Yes. That's right.
Now I've heard schools say we're coming up on the Third World War.
Come on.
They haven't recognized ever since Pentecost we've been in warfare, man.
That's right.
But what is our warfare? Spiritual wickedness in high places.
That's right. That's right.
And here's some of I had to go back to my Yahweh and Daddy. That's spiritual wickedness in high places because I didn't teach you nothing of
That's
that.
right. That's right. That's right.
You follow me? Just like someone said, well, I said, well, I did this for you. I didn't ask you to. Wait a minute. You didn't ask Yahweh to set up a purpose and come in and fulfill it down the cross that you might be saved either. But you won't bow to it.
That's right. That's right. That's good, Dad.
You see, all these smart-ass remarks have got to go.
That's right.
I didn't ask to be born. Who told you you was what Yahweh wanted?
That's right.
You know what I mean? The children come in the world and lay guilt trips on their parents.
Right.
You see? That is not the way a parent and an offspring operate.
That's right. That's right.
You see? If you was a crook a murder and a lion, you had a kid like that, you'd be proud of it. Why? Because he just like it.
Yeah.
But when you're for common decency, and you got a kid just the opposite of what you are, it hurts.
Yeah, that's right.
Why do you have to act that way?
Right.
Then you begin to wonder, is this my kid? I know you look like me, but damn. You get it now? See, so it's more than just an image.
That's right.
That's right.
You follow me? It has to be the real makeup
That's
Yeah.
right.
of the parental substance,
That's right.
you see, that identifies a true offspring.
That's right.
Yeah? As I said, somebody said, well, he talking about me, I'm talking about everybody.
That's right.
See, even people that don't know nothing about y'all know better,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
but they don't do better.
That's
That's
right.
right.
So the principle applies to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Paul said this marriage is honorable and the bed undefiled.
Yes.
You see? Now, if you don't understand that naturally, I'm saying like Messiah, if you don't understand that naturally, then how can I explain that to you spiritually?
Right, right. That's right. That's right.
Being one with Yahweh, you understand? Is honorable.
That's right.
And anything that you lie around in Him, you see,
Come on.
it's undefiled.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
You get it now?
Yes, sir.
You don't want to have to listen to me. You don't want to have to defend you.
All right.
That's well said.
That's right.
The founder said those things. You defend Yahweh
Yes.
and let Him defend you.
All right.
In other words, I'll say it like it. Richard, the name is Yahweh. I don't know, it's Jehovah. And get up to knock me in the head or kill me.
Teach.
Then Yahweh will deliver me.
That's right.
You understand?
That's
You follow
right.
me? But if I seek to save my own life, I'll lose it.
Yes.
Now, do we understand the doctrine to that extent? If you haven't, it's not my fault.
That's right. That's right.
You see? I've taught you what Yahweh showed me.
All right. That's right.
And I've also told you you can know more than I as a man can teach you.
That's right.
That spirit that dwells in you and without is limitless. You see? But you can't expect someone to lead and guide you all the way.
That's right.
See what you're doing now, you're saying in one breath, Yahweh is in all, through all, and that's all, but you're looking at a vessel that He's in and not in you.
Yes. Come on.
You see? When you have a desire to want to know the answers, you see, no matter how trivial they may sound. You see? You follow me? Because see, something trivial or something great,
Yes.
that in principle is, you understand, judging the small and the great
That's right.
by the same principle. You understand me? Do you really understand? Now, we read tonight where we had the words of reconciliation.
That's right.
Now, look, you've heard it before, what I'm about to say. The founder also wondered, at the time Danny was talking about, how would Yahweh, God he called him at that time,
Yes, sir.
reconcile the whole world where everybody saw the self-same thing, the self-same way? That's something to think about.
That's right. That's
You follow? Do you understand what I'm saying? How do you take a black man, we can say it this way, a black man, a white man, a Chinese,
right.
Japanese,
Animal.
mixed breed, half breed,
Yes.
you see, pure or impure, circumcised or uncircumcised,
That's right.
you see, whatever they are,
All right.
make them see the self-same thing, or which is to say, the self-same Yahweh in all through. How do you do that? You see? Well, you will come the way He purposed, or you can forget it.
That's
All
right.
right.
That's right. Oh,
And I'm telling you, I want you to be aware that your words, whether you're talking to the TV repairman,
Speed.
you see, the garbage collector, or whatever, comes in your house, you begin to tell them about the name wrong, don't you think it's going unnoticed?
That's right. All right.
Don't you think for 1 second that you lost anybody?
Speed. Stand.
You see? Because all this gospel is for, in the first and last place, is preached for witness.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Salvation has been accomplished for
That's
us.
right. That's right. That's right.
There is no more revelations to come.
Come on.
You see? John told you all about it.
Yes, sir.
As Danny said also, a vision without a revelation, you understand,
Yes.
is no good.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Well, what's a vision about? It reveals, what's the revelation about? It reveals what the meaning of the vision.
Right. That's right.
Now, you can understand that in cornbread terminology. You have a dream, then wonder what it means, right?
Yes, sir.
And if you can't get what it means, it don't mean much to you.
That's right. Right.
Other than I wonder why I drifted.
Right.
You get it now? But see, it shows you you're looking for the revelation of something. You get it now? And in the revelation is the peace.
That's right.
Or that is the answer.
That's right.
You get it now? Now, what you have received here is a vision and a revelation. What's your problem?
Right.
Go ahead.
If you have a vision, which you have had,
Yes, we have.
you see, and you're receiving the revelation, that's all there is to get.
That's right.
What are you looking for? Finally, you say, people are looking for Yahweh, here I am.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
See, and we were talking about the universal revelation of Yahweh from heaven, and he stood right amongst us.
That's right.
Gee.
And told you, I'm what you've been looking for.
Go ahead.
That's right.
That's right.
You see? And many sat there and thought they were talking, he was talking about this.
Speed.
You see? When I think of what Yahweh has done, and I've tried to express it to you, what he done was purpose a purpose. Put on a body in heaven and execute. When he finished his course in heaven, he put on a physical body and carried it out. You see? Now, he didn't leave just fulfilling it for you to just read it
Speed.
and see what he done.
Right.
You follow? Because if that was the case, you wouldn't have the stupidity that you see in the world now.
Right. All right.
So evidently, this has got some seals on it, and they haven't caught on to what he was doing.
Right. Right.
You follow? Some say he came in to set us a Christian way for us to live. Well, let me tell you something. Anybody can live as Christian-fied, I'm saying it that way, as Joshua did, and get killed anywhere damn.
All right. Go ahead.
You understand? Yeah, I mean, just as Christian-fied as you can just walk to chalk line, and just nothing, and got killed anyhow, they ain't worth nothing.
Speed.
I'm talking about that's the way the world is. Get it now? So you have nothing to look forward to in Christianity but death. Whew.
Go ahead, Dad. That's right.
Paul put it this way in his epistle to those in Rome. He said, "For I'm not ashamed," read it.
All right.
And this is what I want you to know tonight. I don't want you carrying shame.
That's right.
And listen, when you do things contrary to what I have taught you, and those things that have been revealed to you, you're wearing it.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
And there's no way I can pet you in it.
No.
That's what may seem hard to you.
Right.
I'm not going to mistreat you.
No.
I don't have to. That's not in me to do that. You see? But I want you to know, you take cognizance. You see? And you read whether good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
You follow me? Judge the great and the small. Don't make it. You're going to have to answer to
That's
it.
right.
And when you know what you are supposed to have known in these classes, your excuses have been abolished.
All right. That's right.
You see? You have no, I'm gonna say, you have no excuse to miss class.
That's right.
You follow me? Under no circumstance.
That's right. That's right.
You see?
Yes. It's true.
I'm talking about this particular school in particular. Now, if I was in some of these other schools, I can see why you want to miss a whole lot. See? And not that I would justify that, because when you go and sit, I went and sat with the rest of them. I was out of here. You know what I was? A witness against all of
That's
them.
right.
All right.
That's right.
So come tell me you talk to us. I sit there and listen right at you.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
All right.
I'll be damned if you have the Holy Spirit. I'll be damned if you don't.
Right.
Oh, I'll be damned if you Yahweh. Right? And right there, he cut himself off.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's
Hold
right.
his own.
By your words
Yes.
are you justified. And by the same word, not some other word. Like, Richard, I love you. I'm justified. Betty, I hate you. I'm condemned. No. If I say, Richard, I love you, don't mean it, you see, then the word, same word, are the things that condemn.
Oh,
But if I say I love you and mean it, those are the words that justify.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Teach.
I'm talking about principles now.
Yes.
And that's what you're supposed, that's what all the schools as far as I'm concerned have missed.
That's right.
A principle laid down in the title.
That's right.
Come on.
Get it now? We're not talking about Adam and Eve
No.
as men and women. We're talking about the love that he had for his bride.
Right.
To give up the kingdom of the Edenic state.
Yes.
Speech.
Get it now? The principle of that.
Yes.
That when you saw it unfold down there with Yahshua, Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. You follow?
That's right.
That principle has come all the way down. And we don't see that Moses gave up a kingdom.
That's right. Yes.
Others gave up kingdoms. You see?
That's right. That's right.
I mean, laid them down, and you read that he was willing to suffer.
Yes.
Moses was. You
Yes.
see? Right? Then to be a big wheel, as you might call it, down in Egypt.
That's right.
You see?
That's right.
Just couldn't take seeing a brother
That's right.
mistreated.
That's right.
Get it now?
That's right.
Moved into compassion.
Yes, sir.
You know? It make no difference about who raised it.
Teach.
You get it now? You just couldn't take it. You see? Now that same thing, Yahweh is showing you, you see, he cannot take. Nobody mistreating his son.
That's right.
And you, if you harm him, you in trouble.
That's right. That's right.
See? This goes for everybody. See? Our little one.
Yes.
We got a another new grandbaby.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to wait on these to grow up and start teaching. I'm done on me. I don't want to live that long if they get up and ready to start teaching. You know? And we want to thank Pat and her husband in Detroit.
Yeah.
And that's why they come here.
Yes.
Not just cause Pat and some of the in part the doctrines brother. Get it? They're acquainted with what goes on in Detroit as far as, am I right? They don't be bothered with it. Now that's to their shame. And not theirs, but those there call themselves teachers.
That's right.
You follow? It's a mess. You see? And now that I have been taught by the founder, being tutored. I go to these other schools, I wonder, where the hell did you get what you talking about?
Right.
That's the truth.
There was no, well, how they put it, no resurrection in a damning place.
You don't even go no further.
And Doc Kinley said, get the first plate straight, you got the rest of it made.
That's right.
Now, if there ain't no resurrection in the first place, forget the rest of it. Hey, listen, I'm not talking behind nobody's back.
That's right.
I went there and told them.
Yes.
I mean, went to the trouble. Say, if there's no resurrection in this place, how did he get from the dust of the earth into the garden?
All right.
He cannot walk into the garden.
Right.
Get it now? He wasn't rolled over in it. He wasn't thrown in it. He didn't jump in it. See? Translate. Get it now?
Come on.
If I really told you like it was, the Edenic state just took on shape and form around you.
Come on.
That's the truth of the matter. That's taking even the misery and the mystery out of it. That's it. Now, how do you know that? Because the attribute is evident of that, which is the fruits of the Spirit.
That's right.
Typified by the fruits of the God. Get it down. See, if you will come, I will make it worth your while.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes. That's a guarantee.
I'll give you something. You understand?
Yeah.
Not to let you know that you don't know, but there's a reward
Yes.
That's right.
in coming and being obedient.
Yes. Right
You get it now? And see, when you put them on as we go along, then you free me
Yes.
to go on and tell you some other things.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
But see, you don't want to mess it up as you go.
No.
You get it? But as you learn it, just like I said, 1 and 1 is 2. They don't need to go on 2 and 2. But see, the fact that you can learn 1 and 1 is 2, you're acquainted with 2 now. And when you say 2 and 2, you got some idea what 2 is about. And that you have retained what 1 and 1 is. You get it now?
Yeah.
And that's the progress by which you grow. Naturally. And it reflects you growing that way spiritually. Is it? Now, read that there.
Romans 1:16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of the Messiah. For it is the power of Yahweh unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Hebrew first, and also to the Gentile.
In other words, let me say it like I want it. It's the power, the preaching of the gospel is the power to raise a man from the dead.
Yes.
Right.
Now, what is being raised from the dead? Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody here now knows it's not cemetery.
Right.
If you don't, it's not my fault. I'll go, where are you at now?
I'm in Romans.
Okay, we're going to stay in Romans. Go to 8th chapter.
Thank you.
All right.
Now watch, let me lay a groundwork. Not Adam, but from Adam. A lot of times when we read in the Bible, we include Adam in a state of not knowing.
Uh-oh.
You see? Death reigns from Adam. Adam never did die.
All right.
Somebody said, what the hell are you talking about? See, I'm talking about the real him.
That's
Yes.
right.
Fully conscious.
You see? Of who he was, never did die.
That's right. That's right.
You see? There, listen now, is life after death in the first place.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
There is life after death in the first place.
Yes, sir.
That's all right.
You get it now?
Yes.
You with me? Okay. When he was living in the garden, right? Just say living. A living soul. when he partook of the fruit, he did not die.
That's right.
But he took on death.
Right.
But he brought the fruits of the Spirit with him. So that's life after death. Now you got it?
Yes. Very good.
You get it now? Now what are you talking about? So you understand? You got to find it in the first place.
That's right.
Yes.
See?
Right.
Now, why? In the Day of Atonement, you have to pick up two that are as one.
Come on.
Now what you talking? On the Day of Atonement, they took two bullocks, right?
Right.
Offered up one and let the other one go.
That's right.
Get it now?
Yeah. You go.
All right.
See it now?
Okay.
Took this one, and that one which was in it was let go.
Yes.
Now this is what I was telling you about Sunday, or at the house. They asked the founder, now that you got this, when at the Transfiguration and at the Ascension, what name should we put over it? Now, if you happen to visit any other school, this is what you'll find: Joshua written here.
That's right. That's right.
And I'll tell you so they won't be able to throw it at you and throw it. Because they asked the founder that dumb question, and he said, he looked at it and said, well, damn, if you don't know by now. So what would you put, Joshua or Elohim? He looked at it and said, Joshua. And that's what they did. Now, if they tell you the founder told me, he did. But all you got to do is look at his work.
That's right. Yeah.
Here it is here.
That's right.
Right.
Now that's the reason why they'll tell you, I'm not talking about Joshua crucified. I'm talking about Joshua risen from the dead. I'm not talking about flesh and blood, I'm talking about spirit and bones. Trying to fix it. In the beginning, Elohim. You see? And he declared the end right from the beginning.
Yes.
You follow me? Now when you start taking it back, it has to ascend like it descended.
Right.
Any idiot. Well, never mind.
All right.
So here's what I'm after now. To complete the thought. So Adam did not bring down condemnation.
No. Right.
You follow? But the offspring, they didn't understand. It was not given to them at this point, to know.
Right.
You see? But the offspring had to come in. Are you listening now? Because this is a little hard for me to put into words. The offspring had to come in as he came in, which is faith and substance. You see?
Yes.
That was knowledgeable of who he was in an adult state.
Come on, Dad.
Does that make sense?
Could you say that again, sir?
No, okay. Here's what I'm saying. See, this is an adult.
Yes.
This is an adult.
Yes, sir.
You see? But his offspring has to come in from the substance of faith
Yes.
and then grow into. You understand?
All right.
That's what I'm trying to say. You see? Now, so I'm saying from Adam, he never lost the state of who he was. Neither did Eve.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
You follow me?
That's right.
Now, but the offspring, they came in and operating through faith, not knowing the reality. You follow me? Then they many times they lived in a state of not being condemned, but a state of not knowing.
Right. Right.
You get it now?
Right.
And in that state, you see, them not having a clear conscience of what it meant is what you're calling condemnation. You understand what I'm saying now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you can't condemn something that's made up of faith.
That's right. That's right.
It's hard to draw that line of demarcation.
That's right, yes.
You follow me? Now, so all the way down by faith, you find that, that by faith, Abraham. It didn't say by faith, or it didn't say by condemnation,
Right.
Abraham.
Right.
It said by faith, the patriarch, right?
Right,
So then they're coming forth as offspring of the parent substance
right.
to grow into that.
Yes.
Get it?
Yes.
But they had to wait till the purpose was complete to grow into the adult state of it, just like he did here. You follow me? At the conclusion. You get it?
Right,
now?
yes, sir.
Or at the beginning. It doesn't make any difference.
Right,
You get it? now?
yes, sir.
Now that's been why I said I stumped other schools and tried to get them to see they don't know all they think they know. If Adam came in full grown, you see, then he appeared in Egypt in fulfillment of this.
Right.
You see? Because he wasn't born. He was son of none here.
Right.
That's where he institutes it in heaven.
All right.
You got it? So when he does it on earth, he's got to be the son of none.
Very good.
You see? Although he's the son of none down here too.
That's right.
You got it? He's born by the will of Yahweh, not by the will of men.
Yes.
In either case. Are you following me so far? Now, I asked him, why was he born full grown here? And when he appeared down here, and he come in as a baby here.
Right.
See, he's got to pick up the offspring.
All right.
You see? That came in by faith or a substance.
You. You.
You follow? Because you can, in other words, to make it plain, this is him. You cannot procreate or create unless you're in an adult state.
Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
So it has to be an adult.
That's right.
You get it now?
Very good.
So then, when he takes on a body called Adam, he's in an adult state.
That's right.
Get it now?
Right.
Now, he disappeared here. So then he has to do something, you understand, that reflects the divine authenticity of this on earth as he did it in heaven. You got it? This one was born of a virgin.
Right.
Right.
You see? So he has to come in as a child, which shows he's taking the purpose on that to its infancy stage
Yes. Right.
and bringing it forward. Follow me so far?
Yes, sir.
It's tight.
No school has answered that question. All the big whales of IDMR have not been able to answer. See? Now, the reason why I'm telling you as Gary and I would talk, that he wants to know for his own benefit that anybody challenge him, he'd be able to defend himself.
Yes.
And that's what you want to do with everything.
That's right.
Right? Be able to defend you,
Right.
this doctrine. Now, what you, it goes back to what I've said before. You want to defend the doctrine, not you.
That's right.
Is it? Well, I've been in class, it don't make a difference how long you, yes?
That's
It really
true.
does.
It really does.
It really does.
Well, I can't even try, they ain't got nothing to do with it. We talking about defending Yahweh.
Yes.
You see? And all you have to do is take what he's created and prove that. They won't accept that, they ain't accept that. And then I say as a father, I said, you don't have to believe in Yahweh to die.
Right.
You're going to die anyway. Get it now? Now, what I was after was laying the groundwork. Now, on the day of Pentecost, well, let me back up. Said the high priest functioned in this. You see, it could not make the comers down to perfect
Right.
as pertaining to what?
They're conscious.
You see, though their job that they did was perfect.
Yes.
You follow?
That's right.
If it, now here's what I mean when I say that. If they did not perform the service perfectly, as they were told,
Right.
he never would have appeared.
That's
All
right.
right.
Listen to what I just got through saying. See, unless you put this doctrine on
Right.
perfect,
Yes.
you see,
Yes.
it won't appear to
That's
you.
right.
Right.
That's right.
You see, except in a way you don't want it.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
You see? In other words, you don't want the universal revelation to come upon you where he's saying, depart from me.
Right. Right.
That ain't what you want. But rather, here come ye.
Yes.
Blessed, you understand? You follow me?
Yes.
So I'm saying he had to perform it perfect in order to get a glimpse of him between the wings of cherubim. I mean, he could not miss a beat.
That's right. That's right.
So, you couldn't get sassy and out of place and go run into most holy place whenever you feel like it. Like, you're talking to somebody about